here to give the demo of Monster Hunter World a try. Now, this is my first rodeo with Monster Hunter. I've kind of been a Nintendo loyalist growing up, so I've definitely played. My first taste of Monster Hunter, I should say, was back when it came out for the Wii, Monster Hunter Tri. Believe it or not, initially I thought it wasn't my style. If there's anyone here that's familiar with older monsters, I was so bad at the time that I couldn't even get past the Great Jaggy, and that is pathetic, I know. But after giving it some time and really starting to delve into the controls, because one thing, if any one of you guys know about Monster Hunter in the past, is it's not the easiest game to learn, but once you get past the initial learning curve, which can be kind of high, it's very fun and very addicting. So, yeah, after I'd figured out my kind of play style there, I've kind of been a Monster Hunter fan ever since. Like I said, I own Tri. I owned Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I also played, sorry about the background noise. I also played, Monster Hunter 4 and 4 Ultimate, which, if I remember correctly, 4 Ultimate was on the 3DS, and then I currently have Monster Hunter Generations on my 3DS. So you can imagine the hype I felt to hear that Monster Hunter would be coming to console again, and not just a Nintendo console this time. Because even though I am a Nintendo loyalist, I'm a big fan of Sony. Not the biggest fan of Xbox, not that they're terrible, but more of a Nintendo and Sony guy. So enough rambling on for me. Why don't we give this a try? We're going to start out with single player, and we'll just kind of do things as they fall into our lap. Now, I did hear that since it is coming back to the systems, that the controls are a bit more streamlined and maybe a tad bit easier. So, I may have an easier time in this game. I'm very interested to see if they added any new weapons or abilities. From what I've seen, there are a few, but let's try it out. Quick apology to the Persona kind of on-air border, but you know, gotta make do with what you have. So let's get this started, shall we? Also, definitely want to say love the intro screen. Beautiful looking game. As you can see, this isn't actually my first time trying something out, or at least making a hunter, but I haven't experienced single player yet, so let's do this. Monster Clashes. I did see that online in a couple of I saw it in a Game Informer magazine and a couple of videos. Looked super cool. Hope we get to see that in action. Usually I would go with a male, but considering the black dude looks like this, and you can't customize him, I think I'm gonna pass on male altogether and just go to female character. You know what? We'll go with slightly Asian hunter this time, and next time we'll go with beautiful blonde bombshell. Sure, we'll go with Cosmos. And I'll go with this Calico. We'll name him Shoryu. Looking good. Now, I did attempt some of these on multiplayer already. Was fun. But let's give a single player a try. So I'll just go in order. We'll try to knock out each one of these, maybe in a different video depending on the length. Sometimes these can take 20 to 30 minutes. So we'll see how it goes. Now, I am curious because, like I said, I have played the multiplayer version for a couple missions, but I wonder, since this is a beta, if they have weapons that they're just hiding for the official release, or is this what we'll get, like it's not changing? Because if that's the case, I'm not necessarily mad about it. I am a little bummed, I'm not going to lie, because currently, if you look at these weapons, there's nothing new. All of these were in Generations, and I believe Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. It's been a minute since I played 4 Ultimate, but I know for sure all of these weapon types were in Generations. So, though I have seen the gunplay in the multiplayer and in videos, and it does look a little different than the gunplay in the previous games. I've yet to be able to tell if it's because just the graphical overhaul of the PS4 being stronger than, of course, the handheld or the Wii or the Wii U, or if it's actually the guns have kind of been fixed from the ground up. Now, my specialty had always been, I kind of specialized in 3 or 4 weapons. With my best, I would say, would be a tie between the longsword and the originally it was the switch axe. Once Generations and 4 were introduced, and they introduced the I think it's called the Charge Blade, I was sucked into it. I love the Charge Blade, I can't lie. And then my final 2 are I would say the dual swords. And while I'm not the best with, it's not my top tier weapon, you can't go wrong with the oldies. The OG greatsword, great for blocking and great, for damage dealing. My thing that always sets me off with the greatsword, though, and what sucks about if you play with people that aren't, super familiar with how it works, is the overhead slash, which is, one of the most damaging slashes, so you want to use it in rounds, has the tendency to knock other players up into the air, which can be very annoying if you're playing with a person that constantly spams it. Though if you know how to use that correctly, it can actually save your teammates, because I don't know if it's anything like the older ones, but you had invincibility period when you were in the air, when you were knocked in the air by a great sword upswing. So I know I had a friend that used to use it, and because I used to play with the the longsword, which had no defensive capabilities, whenever there was kind of an unavoidable attack that I just couldn't get out of the way with a dodge roll with, he would, up slash me into the air. That would get me over that attack without having to worry about taking damage, and then of course he'd block, so neither of us. So, if you know how to use it, it can definitely be an asset. This time, enough rambling on, we'll go with the Charge Blade, and let's do this. Now, new to this game is these things. I'm not exactly what they're called. They're mantles, and each one does a different thing. If anyone has seen the kind of video previews, this is the one that you've seen in the trailers, where you put it on and it makes it harder for monsters to see you, which is dope, super dope, especially considering in this world, when you go to hunt a monster, there's a huge chance that it's not the only monster in the area. So it works great for that. But what I've been using, at least when I was playing online, was the glider, just because I like to mount monsters a lot, and mounting is awesome. So this one makes it very easy to jump and kind of glide over to, whereas without it, the jump arc is exactly what it looks it is. You're going to land in a very close proximity to where you jumped. You can't jump super far without this. So this is what I like to rock with. Of course, the health booster. And yeah, so let's see. Oh, I didn't realize there was other gear. It's pretty cool. You know what, let's rock the Andrew this time, alright. Just to see what it looks like. I did not know you could change. I like it. Alright, let's do this, guys. Enough talking. Let's go. Like to kick the bow. And we're off. And we're off.
Okay, you ready to get cracking on that quest? The one called Great Devourer, Great Jagras. The Great Jagras has yellow and green stripes and the gluttonous habit of swallowing prey whole. You know the drill. We've got to find it and hunt it before time runs out.
So as you can see, this is the base camp. What makes this game already unique in comparison to old Monster Hunter games is the fact that, one, you can quick open this map and actually travel to other bases, and that right there is actually new too, that there's multiple bases per, area. It used to be that there was like one base per area. I mean, what I mean by area is I mean the whole thing, not like segments like in this game. So that's pretty dope. But we're just going to stay in this area and make our way out from here. As you see, as an old quote-unquote, we'll say veteran, not really, but hey, I'll toot my own horn every once in a while. And, go straight to the box and grab your potions. Now, what's also new to this, which I think is super dope, is, well, never mind. Usually you have to track the monster, but it's right there. Let's get this party started. Let's do this. No, sir. My goal this time is to see if I can cut off the tail. Nope. Uh-oh. Charge up the fire. There we go. Get down. There we go. That tail is mine. So I can't tell exactly, because he moves pretty fast. Charge up that charge blade. Whoops. Let's get after him, shall we? And oh, I love these little fly things, these glowing things that just kind of lead you to the monster. What I forgot to mention too is, or I did kind of briefly mention it before I started fighting, but what you're usually supposed to do is find little footprints and stuff to track the monster. But this time, the monster was just right there. So I didn't even need to go through all that. That's why you keep seeing these little things that say like Jagras footprints. What you're supposed to do is, like I said, find little things and keep finding them until, you get the scent or the track. What's poppin', pimp? I wonder if you can even cut the whatchamacallit. I wonder if you can, oh. Somebody's almost down. Put this bad boy on. I'm going to try to mount him. And we're done.
All right, you completed the quest. Congrats.
Why, thank you, milady. Ah. Oh, that's awesome. They're blinded. And we're finished with our first quest. Great Jagras taken down. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put in here. Amazing. Fluid controls, very easy to maneuver. I would honestly compare the Great Jagras to probably the Great Jaggy in terms of difficulty. It's not very hard at all, as you can see. I think I only got hit once and barely. So I will say in that regard, it does seem a little bit easier. So yeah, great hunt. Loving it so far. And in the next video, we will take on the Wildspire Rampage. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I'm King Shadow, and we're out.